Valley Club, the event dungeon tournament, KUROSA, the coveted. It is live right now. And if you're like myself, some of these higher end teams, you don't have these characters available. So I'm going to show you what I use for this to start to farm some of these nodes and score some points for this tournament. If you're ready for all that, you know what to do, Valley Club. Find that like button and let's go smash it. Welcome back to the ValleyFlyin raid channel. I am ValleyFlyin. I hope you're having an excellent day. And I hope you are smashing through these Titan events and scoring points in event dungeon for KUROSA, the coveted. I'm going to show you what I'm using. A lot of the teams that I'm seeing videos on that smash through this event dungeon, I either don't have the characters or I don't have the resources to build up the characters. I'm going to show you what I'm using, and if you do get some value from this video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, ring the notification bell so you know as soon as a brand new Raid Shadow Legends video goes up. At least 6 pieces of Raid Shadow Legends content every single week on this channel, but let's jump into the game and show you what I'm using for this. So the team that ended up working for me is Geomancer in the lead, giving a little bit more HP for the in the battles. Vogoth is in the slot there, and he helps with healing. We have Ursula, kind of like my Spider's Den team. We just kind of using her for the revives. A lot of our characters die early on, so the main damage dealers are two dwarves, the Geomancer, like we mentioned, and the new character, Tholen Foulbeard. Don't have the resources to build them up fully, and there is a champ training event going on. I think it starts tomorrow, so I don't want to build them up yet. And then Deacon Armstrong is there for speed and the defense downs. Now, normally with this boss, a lot of the strategies is get to clear off these minions, and then you're gonna get the next form, the boss, and then you kill that boss. Well, a team, when it goes in that second form, my team dies, and I do have some of the other characters. Let me show you some of the options for some other characters in case you haven't. Actually, let's go into the boss guide so you see some of the teams that people are using. Mikage, I don't have. Thor works good. Marius, one of the best characters in the game. Also, Mad Hatter, Ninja works well. Some of the other teams, Sun Wukong, we do have this character, but some of the other characters are not there. That we need. Double Lady Mikage, jeez. All right, so let's go in and I'll show you some of the other options that people are using that I've seen some teams on. One of them for this second form is Taragi the Frog, but my Taragi the Frog for that second form just dies a little too easily. Don't have them fully built up. We are starting to build up some of these, but we don't have a lot of silver right now, so we can't build them to the proper levels and switch around the gear and everything like that. So a lot of what I was doing was trying to build up these characters with the teams that I have without putting too much resources into them. If you're looking for some free characters to get right off the bat, no grinding, no event dungeons or anything like that, make sure you use that QR code up there or the link in the description to get a fresh new copy of Raid. If you do that, 3 free legendaries, 3 free epic characters, and you're gonna get Karato Fox Hunter, legendary character right off the bat as soon as you're done with the tutorial. Then at level 25, you're gonna get Uugo, great epic support champ. Level 45, you're gonna get Tagoar, another great epic support champ, great reviver. And then level 50, you get Fayne, great damage dealer for the clan boss. As soon as you have a Karato in your account, make sure you use one of these codes. You could enter one of these for another free legendary. I use the code Monkey King to get Sun Wukong. However, the fusion going on right now, Tholen Foulbeard is the character that I would use right now if I was starting up for a brand new account. You could get Tholen with the code Demon Slayer, and you could also get Tuhanarak with the code Desert Queen. She's a great character, but more of an end game character, so not really gonna give you a whole ton of benefit in the early game. Any of these characters you could get. You could also get Alice or Greenwood Ruach. All of these are available to you as a new player, and yeah, so those are the 3 legendaries you can get right off the bat. And I do want to remind you about the PlayStation giveaway we are doing on this channel. There are 12 ways to enter. There will be one more way to enter. As I put out a post of social media, that will be worth 3 points, but basically you need to enter your player ID. You need to download a copy of Raid with my link, and then you get all these other ways to enter. So just following these actions on Gleam will get you the codes. Now, I will be doing a secret code on one of these videos later the week. So there'll be one for the first week, one for the second week, one for the third week. This contest is running for 3 weeks. So if you want to get a PlayStation 3 or PlayStation 5, make sure you enter this. It is available to US residents with a address that can ship to you in the US, and it will be randomly drawn. Let's get back to this dungeon and talk about some other characters that work really good in this dungeon. Some characters that I don't have. Let's actually go to this section here, because one character that a lot of players are using to get through that first boss, or before KUROSA changes into that next form, is Seer. Lots of damage, helps you get through these minions. Once the minions are gone, then KUROSA is gonna switch over to that next form. Seer helps you get through that, and then like I said, there's options for that solo. I don't have a lot of options. I don't have a lot of characters for that solo. Taragi, I know, can do solo for the end boss. I know there's a few other characters that I don't have. Vogoth is who we're trying to kind of run this team on. That is our healing. Ursula obviously is our reviver. Geomancer is going to put an HP burn on the boss, but let's go in and see how this fight works. Actually, we'll go into the dungeon here and see some of the mechanics of the dungeon, and then we'll go into the fight here. So I only can get to stage 14. My characters just aren't strong enough, and like I said, trying to do this with a character that I don't have, that I do have already, without putting a lot of resource in them with the silver that I have, because it's very limited. So for some of the things that the boss does, it has an AoE attack, heals all allies. The value of the heal is proportional to this attack, the champion's attack, and damage is based on the attack of KUROSA the Covetous. We also have the A2, removes all debuff from all allies, then places a 50% increased attack buff and a shield buff on all allies for 2 turns. The value of the shield is proportional to this champion's attack. The running rampant places a taunt buff, fortify buff on this champion for 2 turns, places an unkillable buff on all allies except this champion for 2 turns. That is what kind of annoys me in this fight. Transforms this champion with their alternate form, grants an extra turn. When all the enemies are dead, they already do that. Now the passive receives 15% less damage for each ally active. I'll instantly transform the champion into their alternate form when the last living ally is killed. This is when you're gonna get that alternate form of KUROSA. Also, as a move, stun, freeze, sleep, provoke, block, active, buff, block, passive skills, fear, true fear, petrification, berserk, and feeble debuffs. Also immune to HP exchange effects, HP balancing effects, and cooldown increasing effects. Also immune to decreased speed buffs, and turn meter reduction. Damage from HP burns cannot exceed 1% of the boss's max HP, and damage from skills that scale based on enemy max HP cannot exceed 5% of the boss's enemy max HP. So a lot of different things going on with this fight, and like I said, normally we're just going to try to kill KUROSA with this team here. We're not going to go in and go for both forms. Like I said, there's the fear that they place on us when she goes into the next form. One character that can kind of avoid that we did start to build up, but just don't have strong enough, is Inquisitor Shamil. Can't place that fear, true fear buffs on the allies for that. But let's go in here and use this fight. It has been pretty consistent. As long as Ursula stays alive, we can get some characters back, and Tholan getting a lot of damage in this, but because he's very weak, he does not survive very much. So the dwarves are our main damage dealers. Our survivability is Ursula and Vogoth, and Deacon just speeds us up and gets that team-wide decreased defense. Let's go in and see how this team is working, and yeah, hopefully we get a good run here. That's a pretty quick run, kind of like our spider team. I don't think this is the best run, but this is what's working for our account. All right, let's go in and auto. Deacon decreases the defense of all the characters, so we don't want all the characters to die. With this team here, KUROSA going into the alternate form is not strong. So we start off with a Tholan move. Tholan is actually a great damage dealer against KUROSA, because that extra damage, because KUROSA is a boss and is from that demon spawn faction there. KUROSA's gonna die there very early on, but we have that A3 from Ursula that's gonna bring him back pretty early on. There he goes. He is gonna die again though. So kind of like our Spiders Den team, we're going through a lot of these lives here. Right, so they have the unkillable buffs on the minions, which is fine because we don't want all the minions to die and have KUROSA go into the alternate form. I haven't seen anybody kill the boss like this, maybe just because all the guys that I've seen are at higher levels and not a lot of lower level guys like this. I think with a lower level like this, you just kind of experiment with your team, see what they can do. I was using like a Sun Wukong, and all the minions died right away pretty much with that and the defense. decreased defense from Deacon Armstrong, that AoE. So here we are doing big damage on the boss from Tholen Foulbeard. There's that HP burn, and we might be getting that burn to activate once it goes around. There we go. Okay. So KUROSA is dead, and we get some points. Now we're scoring. This one wasn't that good of a run, only 16 points here. Let's go again. Normally it's between about 16. I've scored up in the 30s for the points for the tournament, but let's do another run here, and then I'll show you where we stand for the tournament. All right, so Deacon goes, decreases the defense, and some turn meter of everyone. Now this is when I've used my Sun Wukong, does that big AoE attack, and these minions die, which is great, but KUROSA goes right into the negative next form, places fear on us, and we're just dying with the teams that we have. Yeah, Vogoth, not strong enough to keep everybody alive. We're in the process of building him up, but he's not fully built up yet. And obviously Tholen, we would get a lot more damage once we get into 6-star, but we're waiting for that champ training event right now. So yeah, Tholen doing some good damage. Hopefully it doesn't kill the rest of these minions, because KUROSA goes into the next form, the alternate form. This team is not built to sustain that. So I don't want to mess with the auto and have it select the KUROSA as the target. All right, there is an AoE attack. And I think once we get Tholen back, we have the damage that we need. All right, doing some little damage here, just kind of doing some little tiny hits on the boss there. There goes Ursula again. And Deacon's getting hit. All right, and as soon as I think we should be close to the A3 for Ursula. Here we go, and nope, not yet. We have to wait another turn. Hopefully Vogoth does enough to keep us alive, and hopefully they don't target Ursula. If they do target Ursula, this team is dead. Decreased defense. They need to target Vogoth. We need some damage there. Oh no. And can we get Ursula another turn? Oh my goodness, that was such a risk. So sometimes it does go like that. Sometimes we don't get lucky and Ursula dies, but it's my most consistent team for the roster that I have without building up a bunch of other characters. So I don't know, hopefully this strategy works for you, just targeting KUROSA right away and not letting her go into that alternate form and just damage. If you have Tholen at 6-star, it's going to be a lot easier than this clear, but like I said, this is what's working for us, and not a lot of good points here again. Another 17 points, but let's go see where we stand for the tournament. We are, the last time I checked, we are very close to those Titan points, so that's all we're pushing for. And then because we have a spider event and a dungeon divers event, we're going to shift all of our points or all of our energy towards that spider tournament. So right now we are at where is the points? It's a little slow. We need 1,700 points. I'm not going to go for these next 2 milestones. We're really pushing for these mythical shards, but yeah, we are very, very close. Rank 7 right now. I'm happy with just getting these points for the Titan event. So that's it for this video. Hopefully, if you're struggling with the event dungeon like I was, hopefully this team that I'm using gives you some options and could kind of look for some different strategies instead of killing the minions and dying for KUROSA. What worked for me was just trying to kill KUROSA right away. Maybe it's not going to work at the higher levels, but if you're struggling with some of these lower levels like I am, hopefully this works for you. If you did get some value from this video, leave it a like, check me out on social media. Make sure you use that QR code up there to get a fresh copy of Raid if you want to get those 3 legendaries, 3 epics for free. And of course, if you're going to do that, make sure you enter the code to get a free, make sure you enter the contest to get a free PlayStation 5 if you win. Good luck, guys. I'll see you guys next time. Hulk fist bump. ValleyFlyin out. Take care.